All right, yo, what's going on, world? It's your boy VO the Face. We back up in this bitch. Bucket list. When it's you against the sports book, the bucket list has your back. Let's get this shit popping. We're here on a Wednesday, April 14th. And we're gonna let you know all the smart plays for today. We gonna keep this shit pushing, and I'm gonna let y'all know what's buzzing with Mr. Honey. I am Mr. Honey, VO the Face, Fuss Network, Bucket List, and whatnot. Every time there's a slate of games, I go into it and I try to pick a nice little storyline from that slate of games. So we'll go ahead and start with the Denver versus Miami matchup. When you're thinking about that one, you think about the runners-up of the Eastern and Western Conference. And we're going to kind of talk about being badly built. And this ain't talking about your quarantine 15. This ain't talking about you getting ready for your summer body. This is talking about just roster construction and whatnot. So, I mean, we got some examples to kind of pick from. Toronto, Cleveland, Golden State, and the Los Angeles Lakers of this year. Just teams that kind of sold out for a championship and now have ruined their long-term goals, man. So we're going to call them badly built teams. Jay Reese, what do you think about some of these badly built teams over the recent years with Toronto, Cleveland, Golden State, and the Los Angeles Lakers all selling out for titles, but remaining pretty thin on the other side? What do you think about that?
So let's start with this. What do all those teams have in common that just happened recently?
They all sold out to get a superstar. They gave up their young potential players as well as draft picks to obtain the superstar, and then they weren't able to maneuver and re-sign people because they did get a superstar. So that's the common thread between these teams. You could think about Toronto with Kawhi, Golden State with Kevin Durant, Cleveland with LeBron recently, and then the Lakers with selling out all their good pieces to get Anthony Davis. And it doesn't seem like it's really worked out well for any of them, although they all have championships to show for their move.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get to. They all got chips.
Yeah.
What is it all about?
It's all about that chip, man.
That's what it's all about.
Man. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. When you boil it down to like basic things, it's just about that. But what do you think about like a team like maybe kicking the can down the road to make sure to secure a quality future instead of just a small championship window, which it hasn't worked out for everybody? Cody, what do you think about those four teams I gave you for example?
Well, when it comes to, I don't think you really can sell out for a championship. I mean, if you look at some of these people, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, some of them were never able to sell out and win a championship. So, like, it's really hard to get that. Specifically for the Lakers, yeah, they did sell out to get some really good people on their team, but as far as selling out, I don't think that's possible. I mean, they got a championship, they got what they wanted out of it, and they're probably going to get more.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, they did get what they wanted out of it, but you got to realize in the process they gave up their number 2 overall pick in Russell. They actually didn't end up re-signing Russell. They gave up their number 2 overall pick in Lonzo Ball. They also gave up another high draft lottery pick in Julius Randle and Brandon Ingram just to construct that team to win a championship. And right now they're seeming really thin without that player that they traded for being healthy. I guess we can kind of circle back to 2 more recent examples and 2 more recent superstars that didn't really sell out to ensure a championship. And that's we're gonna talk about D Rose and Melo. Those teams with the Nuggets, man, they were definitely had championship potential. Melo wasn't really on his recruiter shit. He was more on his like, me against the world shit. So I want to know how y'all feel about D Rose and Melo, and what has changed the trajectory of their career because they didn't sell out to win a championship. D Rose had the opportunity to bring on like LeBron, Chris Bosh, D Wade. He had that whole big free agent class, and he never really pushed for it. He kept Noah and Horford, and they had some really good teams, but they never had a great team without that. And that's your team, Jay Reese. So let's start with you. What do you think about that?
Man, I don't know, like just not going for it. You know what I'm saying? Just never push the Bulls over the edge because they did have that small window for a chip.
Yeah.
And we just needed like a couple more pieces, but we never made it happen. Just kept getting to the cusp, and then D Rose getting injured, and right at the beginning of one series where they just looked phenomenal, and I
That
thought
was
they were on
first
their way.
round. That was his MVP year, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And it just really sucks. I mean, like that one hits heavy in the heart because that is my squad. You know what I'm saying? But like as far as D Rose goes now, it's like he's an older veteran on the New York Knicks, and you know what I'm saying. I feel like he's coaching up those young guards out there, but still, it's like still not winning the chip caliber. Just going back to your question, man, you got to sell out nowadays. That's what it seemed like for the ring,
Yeah, but
and by
without
any
that,
means necessary. That's what it's about, is getting championships.
yeah, but without that, you wouldn't have had like pretty much a career bull in Luau Deng, a career bull in Carlos Boozer, and a career bull in Joakim Noah. Cody, you remember those Nuggets team a bunch? You're a Nuggets fan. What do you think? Like, man, should we have given up some of our assets like J.R. Smith, Kenyon Martin, Camby, and really tried to sell out to go for the gold for the chip?
Yeah, I think at that time, really, Melo wasn't really the team player, I feel. And he needed too many shots. He needed the ball in his hand too much.
Yeah.
I think that was part of our problem. Whereas as soon as we got somebody who was more involved, like an Allen Iverson or someone who can actually create more team play, was when we actually started being better and going farther in the playoffs with Billups, Allen Iverson, some of those players. So I don't know if it's really Melo or if we could have sold out and got anybody else. I think it was just the way Melo.
Yeah, I mean the weigh in on that class of Nuggets teams, like feel like we did sell out. You know what I'm saying? We sold out to get AI. We sold out again to get Chauncey Billups. We were bringing in championship players. We were building around them. Yes, we were able to keep our young talented players like Birdman and J.R. Smith, and we didn't have to give up any of our old savvy vets like Kenyon Martin or Marcus Camby. Shout out to Lennis Klayser on them teams and Nene Hilario, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, we really didn't have to give up a bunch, and we did get the opportunity to see them through as career Nuggets, but we still never got that ever so elusive chip. So, I mean, that's kind of what it boils down to. But I guess the third aspect of it, too, is like, could doing the right thing in 2021 be doing the wrong thing by building a team like Denver, Miami, and Boston have? Like, they've been identifying talent. They don't overdraft. They develop their talent into all-star players, and they develop their all-star players into MVP caliber players. With that being said, are they going to regret not pushing it all into the middle of the table and going all in, maybe get rid of like a Jalen Brown when they could bring back immense value, or, like we hesitated on Jamal Murray earlier. I heard they were talking about him in some Harden trades. Freaking, and now we'll dive into Jamal Murray a little bit. But yeah, I mean, and then also Miami, could they be losing out by trying to hold on to Hero and not picking up Fat Knee Kyle Lowry? You know what I'm saying? So you got these teams that are trying to build within and not really give up the farm, you know what I'm saying, just to get a cow. What do you think about that, Jay Reeves? Do you think Miami, Denver, and Boston are going to regret not selling out for a chip?
Maybe not Boston. Boston just got to get it together. Boston has a real good squad, I believe. They just got to get it together, man. Like, it just seems like they out there lacking confidence on the court and just not stringing together wins. Like, I don't know, man. As far as Denver goes, they I don't know. They got a nice little young squad. Can they get it done without Jamal Murray? But they build nice from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But
Yeah,
Miami needs to sell out and get somebody.
yeah. See, and I broached this subject Monday night, like prior to what happened late day Monday night with a minute left in the game, and Jamal Murray went out. You could kind of put the 2021 Nuggets in that category because we did finally like make a move, and I wouldn't say we sold out by giving up Gary Harris and RJ Hampton. However, man, those pieces would be good right now without Jamal. Like I feel like we lost that depth and we gave up a ton of future. So we could be seeing like this actual shit happen in like real time. Like how selling out for a chip because we knew it was our championship window. Aaron Gordon's been an amazing addition to this team, but we could be seeing it in live time right now with what just happened to the Nuggets. So, I mean, Cody, do you think doing the wrong thing or doing the right thing in 2021 could be considered the wrong thing? What do you think?
No. For the Nuggets after the Jamal injury, I mean that's going to be hard. After that Murray injury, I feel like we probably should have tried to get either deeper in the backcourt somehow.
Mm.
Regardless of that, Gary Harris, all those other people, I don't think it would have been good to have them now. Mr. 12 points a game, and that was it. He
Yeah.
ain't doing nothing, and I think that we still made a step in the right the right direction just by getting Aaron Gordon alone.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that's one of our analysts that doesn't think that we're making a bad decision on that. On as far as that goes, I kind of do. Not necessarily with the move for Aaron Gordon, but I do with all right, we'll just go ahead and cut that at the last